CS greetings, CS goers. I'm Extremes, and with me is the handsome devil known as BaNaNaNaZz. How's it going, man?
Oh, right on you.
Cool. I called you a handsome devil, and you didn't protest, so I think I got away with that one.
You're welcome to say as you want, dude.
So, for you viewers who may not know who Brad BaNaNaNaZz is, he recently retired from playing for Veneration, one of their heavy hitters. You were stand-in for Flipside in the ESL Africa season as well, along with your teammate Slowy. You formerly of Flipside. You've been in a bunch of other big teams as well. I mean, I remember our experience where getting wrecked by you guys at DGC a couple of
Yeah.
years ago when you were in altitude and I was in SSG shock.
Yeah.
Utterly wrecked. So definitely, you're a player who, for a lot of people, is a bit of a polarizing figure. You say some controversial things, but hey, I mean, I'm in that club too. I also say controversial things. So. Um,
Oh, yeah, but each to their own, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is a cool opportunity. Let's chat a little bit about your career, and let's see how people can have a little bit of context for who BaNaNaNaZz is, and I think learn a little bit about your history. And of course, if you hate him and you hate me, you're welcome to comment on the video. We feed upon your hate.
Luck with that. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Cool. So let's tell us a little bit about how you started out in gaming in CS. I mean, where did it all start for you?
Oh, in gaming, probably gaming in general was probably when I was about uh, 7, 8. A friend of mine had got a PlayStation 1. Started on those. Then
What
moved on to
game was it?
Spyros. One of those.
Spyro. Wow. Okay. Purple Dragon.
Yeah,
How
Legendary Edition.
prophetic.
You need to start playing that again. I can't remember what happened in them. Then we moved on to the PlayStation 2 and we started playing Shadow of the Colossus and those and the Final Fantasy series.
Oh yeah.
And then I faded off to computers because I was like, fuck this shit.
Good choice, man.
Uh,
Good choice.
so, what is that? 2008 was Call of Duty World at War, if I'm not mistaken. Roundabout there.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was a
uh,
good game.
yeah, and what happened is we bought one copy between the four of us. It was my brother, myself, and the two twins next door who played on the same keycode. And what happened with that is whenever you logged on with the keycode, it would cut the other person out. So we would spend easily an hour and a half cutting each other out until one of us gave up so we could play. And it would just be like, okay, now what the fuck? And it would be like 9:30 by then, so you could only play for 10 minutes. We had to go to bed. So it's like, okay, well, this is not really worth it. Um, then I started. Then I bought my own PC. My brother bought his own PC, and then there was Modern Warfare 2. That's when I started playing with Tam and Lauren, Disney. I don't know how to say this. A Guardian and Tam. I think it was Tam back then. Anyways,
Mhm.
um, then yeah, and then what was it? Black Ops 1. I didn't play Black Ops 1 because of internet issues because I use wireless because it's a long way to town. um,
So it was Black
it's,
Ops 2 for you. Is that where the competitive thing started?
that was when I got picked up by Energy. That was when it was a big thing, like the first sponsorship and all that. Like we were playing, I was playing on Crate's team. It was myself, Crate, Beast, Trigger, and Riddick. Riddick, I think Riddick still plays for Online Kingdom now. We're playing at Empress Palace.
Oh yeah.
Uh, we played against the Frost team, which was Niling, Bradzilla, um, Rexar, and Spike. The
Sure.
old
Sure.
BFB team, the BFB COD team. Uh, used to play against them, and he came up and asked me if he wanted to join. I was like, yeah. And then I gave up on. No, I didn't. What was after Black Ops 2?
Was it
Modern Warfare 3.
was it Ghosts or was Modern Warfare 3
Oh, it
first?
was Ghost. No, it was Ghost.
Okay, well, I
Ghost.
don't blame you for giving up. That was a terrible
Yeah,
game.
that was a horrible game. Yeah, Hey.
I think actually that in a lot of ways. I mean, if we look at how many COD players have come to Counter Strike, it's interesting that a lot of it sort
Exactly.
of aligns with the release of Ghosts, because
Yeah.
everybody's like, okay, well, fuck this, we're gonna play a proper shooter now.
Yeah. And we played Ghost. I played Ghost until literally until June the 24th of 20.
The
When year was it? It
2014,
was
eh?
14, I think it was. Yeah. I don't know. How long is how long, what is my ban on? I'll be able to tell you now. Whatever my ban, whatever day my ban is. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. Um,
So was
then
that for using one of the illegal UIs?
I didn't use anything. The only thing I had on my computer at the time was I put in a 770, so I was using Shadowplay.
Oh yes, I recall a lot of guys
So
got nicked for
I
shadow
don't
play.
know. Like personally, I don't condone cheating. I don't cheat. I, a lot of people go, "Oh shit, you're a cheater," because I can sit in a death match without my headset. I could be looking at other people and I'll still be shooting people because I know where the spawns are. You know. Um, but my best guess is it was Shadowplay. This is my best guess. I don't have an answer and they won't give me an answer. So
Sure. I know of a
can you
couple guys who had something similar as well at that time. It's interesting though when you look at former COD players. There's a lot of top players that got vaxxed because of various third party software and yeah programs. And I'm not talking about like aimbots and wall hacks and shit like that.
No,
It's
no, it's just stuff that because uh, Ghost didn't have a field of view slider,
yeah, it was that whole
so you could
FOV thing
change. Yeah, and it's only so that you can see a little bit more. It's not so you can see 360 degrees without turning.
through
It's
walls
so,
and yeah.
so you don't feel like you're in your screen looking at everything.
Sure. So, what's an amazing feature of this interview so far is we've been speaking for nearly 7 minutes. You haven't sworn at me once or called me a potato yet, and I think a lot of people experience playing with you is that you in CS is that you're often
Yeah.
quite a strong-willed, volatile character.
No, yeah, like, and that's actually a reason why I've left a lot of the teams is because people people take me very personally sometimes, and I mean I can get personal, but I don't
Oh
mean
yeah,
to. It's just
I
in the
remember
heat of
experiencing it
yeah,
before. So
yeah, no, yeah, and like the thing is, people always listen to what's said, not how it. Listen to how it's said, not what is said.
hmm.
You know what I mean? And for for me, it's that's really stupid. Like listen to what is said, not how. You know,
Yeah, it's an
like
interesting thing to me with the amount of players that I've played with who, when you play with them online, they come across a little badly, and you meet in person, and it's like, geez, this dude is the nicest guy. And it's just some guys. I mean, and I'll include you in this as well. It's like some guys just over the mic, depending on it's how you take what's being said and how it's being said.
yeah,
It's very easy to take people wrongly rather than for who they really are. Because I mean,
yeah,
the online thing, I can't see your face, I can't see what you really mean. I mean, you could even be joking, but you're calling me a fucktard, so I'm like getting upset
yeah,
with you. You know, it's just
yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny
And that,
how easily offended people are.
yeah, no, and like I can go. Like, a lot of people have heard me. I mean, I can I can put you in the ground if I really want to, but it's like it's just because I can come up with shit to say all the time. Uh,
Yeah, why
but
don't you tilt your opponents? Why do you tilt your own team there, Brad?
because it's much more fun. No, but like the thing is also is that a lot you'll see like a lot of the more people will say that I'm an asshole, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a blah 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 blah. But also a lot will say he's actually a really good teammate. He'll shit on you when you do stuff wrong, but I will help you if you ask me for what you need. You know, for
I think that makes a big difference as well. It's
like it's not.
casual games are for fun, matchmaking's for fun. People take it really seriously. Whereas, I mean, if we're talking actual team play in an official, that's when it actually makes a difference. That's
Yeah,
where you put on your professional face and you do your thing. I
yeah.
mean,
Like like what we had in VNR is that the practice games that doesn't matter. Like you'll see me in normal scrims, in pickups and stuff like that. I'll go mental. But if it's a serious game, I mean, you watch me at DGC. I don't react.
hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get angry.
Sure. And I was giving you shit that whole tournament while I was doing the commentary about your funny half gloves, your fingerless
Oh come
gloves.
on, man. Dude, but like that's the best way to play because then your hands don't sweat, your mouse isn't slippery, and your hands don't get cold.
Sure, making a case for it. Maybe you should come out with your own bananas range of fingerless gloves.
I'll make them USB warmers.
Oh, what, and RGB lights and all of that, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Customized little screen on the wrist.
Wow. Well, I mean, I think something I must also just say for context for people, like amongst the players in South Africa, if I think about the most explosive players, I mean, there's guys who can blow a game open on their own, and I think in the last couple of years, you've been one of those players who kind of has the ability, if you're on your day, to just take over the game and completely destroy the other team on your own. It hasn't happened so much for you recently, but I mean, I recall some of your performances in altitude, in F3 as well. You just, when you were actually in the team as opposed to a stand-in, and you had some performances where you just went crazy. And I mean, part of it, it's you seem to sometimes have some rather insane levels of aggression. You re-peak stuff, and you still get the kill anyway.
Yeah, but the reason I can get away with that shit is because no one expects it. Like back um, that game where we played Bravado when I was with it was me, Spoof, Kron, Krios, and the fifth. I can't remember who it was. Where we pushed them. It was the old VVD team. I think it was Robbie Dane,
Was
Timmy,
Light as there as well? Yeah?
Reyes.
Was it the lineup with
Yes,
Flares?
I can't remember.
If
I
it
think
was
it was Flares.
if it was Rachno, yeah, then I mean, then it was Flares.
It was when Dane and them were playing. Yeah, that game. It's just because how I think is completely different to how they would think. You know what I mean? In COD, you can repick all the time. It doesn't like it's not something. And then CS players don't repick because they know shit. This is not going to work. And I'm just like, I'll make it work. Fuck you. You know. And it's like, and now people have gotten used to it. So now it's really hard to do that stuff still. You can get away with it maybe 20% of the time.
Hmm.
The rest of the time you'll get punished.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's changed because I think probably also because of the influx of COD players to CS, there's more guys
Yeah.
who play that way. And 2 years ago, what you were doing was completely like outside of the box, where it's becoming a little
Yeah.
bit more expected now. That I mean, you see
Yeah.
Makmo do it all the time as well, and
I
he's
still don't
also.
know that I, his controls are so weird, dude.
Yeah, he's an interesting player to watch, but I mean, he's also dropped off quite a bit recently from where he was a year ago as well. So it's you as a player, I think you go through sort of peaks and troughs where your performance
Yeah.
level is really high. And I mean, if I think back to you in that altitude lineup, it was a real power team. You guys were doing some serious damage, and you finished, I think, a lot higher at DGC 2015 than people might have initially expected, because it was really born off the back of some heavy fragging, just in
Yeah,
general,
well,
very aggressive overall playstyle.
yeah. Well, no one expected us to beat DC. DC didn't expect us to beat
I
DC.
know.
I think that game was a 16-13 game. It wasn't a an easy game, and it's just I think we were just gelled really nice as a team, and all our shots are hitting, and just went.
Yeah, it's again that sort of hyper aggression. If you look at the way DC
Yeah,
like to play, they tend to sit back in the sites. They play really passively. They've never changed it, and it's kind of their CT approach. And in a team like the way you guys were playing is sort of primed to actually get in their faces and make them uncomfortable. And I mean, we still
yeah,
see it now. DC play exactly the same way.
yeah. But they're very good at it. So
Yeah, very very much so. Let's talk a little bit about your time in F3. I mean, you played with Zero Chance. A lot of people talk about him as one of those guys who's an amazing in-game leader and all of that. I mean, but then he's also a really abrasive character, and a lot of people also don't like him. So, I mean, what was the experience like playing in that lineup?
uh, well, James and I first started playing together in A52.
Oh yeah, I
It
remember
was
that team.
me, him, Luca, Travis, and Rody. I can't remember his no. Yeah, it was Rody. Anyways, um, uh, and we got along nicely there. And then every now and then he would tilt, and I'd open my Steam and I'd just play, just stick with me. Let's just sort it out, and then he would be fine again. Uh, he's a good in-game leader, but he also gets frustrated when people don't listen, which all in-game leaders do. But he also has that ability to like really get fucked off, and you can hear it. You can hear it in his voice. He's like, okay, now he's angry. Let's just fucking sort this out. But I still find that his rifling is a little bit lacking, but his AWP is still solid.
Also
And he
seems
can
to be
still read
pretty
the
good
game.
with the pistols, eh? And his deagle's pretty decent.
Yeah, but fuck the Deagle. Fuck the Deagle. Serious. That thing's a piece of shit, man.
Wow,
I'm
you're
done.
one of the few players who would say that.
Dude, no, man. I can sit there and I can stand right behind you and I'll miss. I was fucking done. And Oak's like, no, Jam. And I'm like, but that's on his head. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a pretty random weapon, but it's definitely high skill ceiling.
Like,
It's just
no,
random
no,
at
it's like
times.
fucking Panda when they played DC Mirage when you got that 4K mid. What the fuck?
I remember
How
that
does that
video.
work? Yeah, I think you guys. I think you and NATO casting.
Yeah, yeah. I do recall that one.
Like this is okay, but can I not do that, please?
Not every weapon's for everyone, Brad. It's that's just the reality of it. Some
No
guys are
weapons.
amazing with it. Other people, it's not for them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Uh,
So you played in F3. You eventually left as well. And then you ended up back there for the first season of ESL Africa as a stand-in along with Slurry. What was it like, sort of integrating yourself as a stand-in as opposed to a core member of the lineup? Because I'm sure for the team it was a little disruptive, and for you it was hella inconvenient when you got other games going on with your team, which was VNR.
but luckily it was only a Monday or a Friday. I mean that was okay for me. I had a huge issue when they changed it to. I can't remember. They changed it from the Friday to the Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it was because of a
Now,
public holiday, and a whole bunch of teams complained about playing on the public holiday, so they changed it, and then obviously that screwed other people
yes, but
over.
that inconveniences me a lot. I not even get into it. But basically, James and I are still good friends because I mean we both farmers, so we have some common ground. And he just I spoke to him about Double Dean and Rickus leaving, I think it was. No, and sorry, and Ash leaving.
Yeah.
Um, and then he just asked me, "Can you help out?" I was like, "Sure." And then I brought Aaron in, and he was like, "Yeah, no, why not?"
You guys
Um,
really did some damage in that last game of the season. It just seemed like you
yeah,
both didn't care anymore and were just sort of unleashed going for it, and you guys wrecked.
yeah. No, I remember that Inferno game. It was, I think we played XTC last game, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yes, it was funny because uh, we were on CT and James got knifed by Zen. And he just lost it. He was like, "What the fuck? How did he get behind me and all this shit?" I was like, "Dude, we're in pit. We don't know what's going on that side of the map." And it just that map we just gelled really nicely. It just went really smoothly.
Yeah, it felt like you guys saved your best performance of the season for the last game.
Yeah, which kind of irritates me because I like to be one of the most consistent players around. Like I still feel that I am. Um, yes, sucking my own dick would do little day. Um, but stop laughing. But
Yeah, I can't help it. Yeah.
but like it's just not blushing. Um, but it's just like I think we just were like, fuck it, let's just see what we can do.
Hmm.
That was the mindset. We just like, fuck it.
Yeah, it was. You could see it in the way you guys were playing as well. You were just going for it, and it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun to actually cover that game as well, just because of
yeah.
how crazy you and Aaron were going with, particularly you with the AWP. It was exciting stuff. So
Oh shit, that was the game where my last one was a no scope to vents on cash. Actually, to check it.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it was. That was that was a moron, dude. I just ran in first to open. I was like, well, let's see what happens, and it worked out.
Yeah, some insane stuff there, and I think just generally again, it kind of illustrates the kind of player you've been, which is you're going to take those chances and just see if it happens. And 50% of the time, if it works, it actually makes for a pretty nice highlight.
Yeah, but I've recently when we brought Zio into the team, I stopped playing with the scoreboard on. I just took it off, and I was like, well, let's just go and see what happens. It's all about the end, the rounds. It's not about who's getting what kills.
Yeah,
And like
absolutely.
with the risk taking, you got to take it. Otherwise, you're not going to do anything. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and play careful the whole time, and it never works.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you stay alive the whole round, don't have any impact on the round, then you're not really actually contributing.
Yeah,
It's always the balance. I mean, there are those really passive players who'll try to stay alive and be in the position maybe to clutch at some point, but it doesn't work if you're always the last guy alive. I mean, you use the DC example up until recently. Ensign often the last guy alive, and he's not going to win those clutches usually. So that doesn't
yeah,
always work. I mean, he's actually played a little bit better in the last sort of 3 weeks. He's suddenly like his level's gone up, which is awesome. But there's very few players I think in the world that can kind of stay alive until the end and will like 60% of the time actually clutch it. I mean, you think of like a Zipix or somebody like that
yeah,
is maybe one of the few examples. But generally, it's better to go for the fight.
yeah. I agree with you, but I don't mind those people who stay alive who can clutch.
Yeah,
The people who can clutch, they must motherfucking do it. But if it's someone who's not used to staying alive that long, like for example an entry frag, he's normally first to die. Like I'd rather have our lurk or support last alive than the entries.
yeah. Well, by that point, the entry frag is like arm is getting sore because he's not used to holding the mouse for this long into
Yeah,
the round. He's like, geez, what's
yeah,
happening here? Like,
yeah. He's like, what the fuck? Why am I still alive? I don't understand this.
I don't know what to do. Just an unfamiliar situation.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
no,
you
it's
were in VNR. You were mentioning a little bit about the team. I mean, how are you feeling about VNR this season? I mean, you guys had a pretty nice lineup. I felt like there's some potential there.
yeah, no. It's a very strong lineup. Um, I just couldn't commit to the time. I really I can't work 12 hours a day and then have to come home and work some more. You
Yeah,
know,
I think let's just give
and
a
like
little bit of context on that. I mean, tell us a little bit about what you actually do. So, because I mean, I know, but I don't think the average person quite
uh,
understands why you're so busy.
I co-own and manage a farm in the Limpopo, Abba Macadamia farm.
Hmm.
Uh, so basically it's yeah, long days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Long days. And then like people always have this assumption that farmers sit in their ass and jerk off or fucking drink rum or brandy or whatever. And it's no. You work the whole fucking day. Like
Yeah, it's busy.
I work weekends too. I don't just take off somewhere. I gotta look after the whole place.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's quite a large responsibility as well. So you can see why it's difficult for you. I recall before you announced your retirement, we spoke a little bit on WhatsApp, and you're saying
Yeah.
to me you're thinking of doing this. What do I think? And I mean, I don't know why you're asking me, but at the same time, I mean, your reasoning was pretty sound. You were saying there that you want to spend a little bit more time with your girlfriend. You want to have a little bit more time in your life as well. I mean,
Yeah.
what led you to that decision? Was it just the fact that right now in pro level Counter Strike, there's just so many games and so little free time?
It's that, and it's you always have to practice and practice and practice, and you have to like you have to do a lot more to keep up. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
you have to sit there and you have to analyze demos. You spend your you spend all your time watching demos, practicing executes, practicing smokes, learning new smokes, forgetting the old smokes that don't work anymore because the maps have changed. And it's just like I went uh, I went away for a week to play hockey for a week, and I didn't miss it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. I wasn't like, I really want to play. I was just like, oh well, now I don't have to play, And I just, I was planning on making SWC my last tournament. I just thought, "Alex, if you don't want me to play, I won't. I'm not gonna make you play with me because I want this to be my last tournament. I'd rather tell you now, and then you change someone and you do better there than,
Hmm.
And they were like, oh, we'll bring it on. And I was like, okay, go for it.
Sure. It kind of been an easy decision though, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, gaming has been part of my life for a better part of 8 years, 9 years now. So it's not something easy to let go. I mean, I still play every now and then, but I won't come home and sit at my PC. I'll come home and I'll talk shit to my dad or talk shit to my mom, ignore my brother, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
I mean, it's just I think it's the same point as not the brother who lives here, my other brother Christopher. Like he also stopped, or he stopped after Ghost as well, and he doesn't need it.
mm,
And I think that also kind of showed me that I didn't need to be playing all the time.
yeah. I think for you, it's for anybody. It's really about making sure that you got the balance in your life, that you're able to handle it, and that you're happy. And the problem is if you're grinding away and you just find yourself going like I'm in this sort of cycle of grinding, 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 and I'm not getting what I quite what I want out of it, and it's actually hurting
Yeah,
my quality of life. Then it's a good thing to actually take a step away. So I think for the scene where we're gonna miss some of your craziness. I think
you'll still
it's
see me in Microsoft every now and then.
yeah. I definitely think it's not great for the scene that you're not around because you're a bit of an explosive character on the server and off. But at the same time, if it makes your quality of life better and you're getting more time with your family and with your lady, then it's definitely the right decision for you. And I mean, if we look at it from 2 years ago, how much less we had to play 2 years ago to now, where you just like it's basically 6 nights a week. You get home, you grind until you can grind no more. You play officials, you do all of that practice, and then tomorrow morning you wake up at 5 and off you go again. So it's a very difficult cycle, and it just shows, I think, in the last 2 years how many more tournaments there are and how much more is going on than there used to be.
Yeah, no, and it's just like it's gotten to the point where it's actually become a job.
Yeah.
It really has. It can only go up from here. I hope, unless someone fucks it up.
I think we all
I
hope,
think we know who that. I think we know who the person is who could fuck it up.
No comment.
But yeah, I mean, I can only hope that it just gets better and better. And I mean, maybe at some point in the future I'll come back. But at this stage, I don't. I'm not gonna play competitive.
Hmm.
I'll play for shits and giggles and for the Facebook posts, as we saw yesterday.
Oh, that's why I
Um,
play.
like, dude, I'm just like, okay, dude, you do your own thing. But yeah, it's just I'm I I'm enjoying my time now. I'm not constantly worried about what I have to do to keep up. And specifically in Vietnam, I was one of the guys everyone was kind of looking up to because of what I can do. You know what I mean? And like that puts a lot of pressure on a guy. That's just I
Hmm.
don't need that pressure and then work pressure and then life pressure.
Yeah, well, it just shows the person how like we've gone from what was a fully amateur thing a few years ago, where we were all just
Yeah,
grinding away because we love it, to now where there's money involved and things have changed substantially. So I think for you, you've made the right decision, and you'll probably live a few years longer because of it as well, because there's just a little bit less
yeah.
of
My
that
tables will last longer.
of that crazy stress. Yeah, but yeah, maybe we'll get you on an analyst panel so you can wreck a few fools on a broadcast at some point. That could be fun.
Yeah, I just need to not swear on them.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a constant struggle to avoid
Yeah.
letting slip. But Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have you, man. But I think we'll wrap it up there. We've covered some nice stuff. Is there anything you want to say before we sign off on this one?
Nah, fuck off.
Yeah, that's a classic bananas quote. So I think we'll end it there. Thanks for joining us, guys. I've been Extremes. This has been bananas. Follow him on Twitter. See the awful things that he posts, and yeah, we'll see you around, man. Thanks for joining us there. Cool, bro. This is Axe saying Axe out.